Forecasting the weather for an entire season is different than forecasting for the short term. For the latter, computer models can time out storms and see details that help us plan your day or week ahead. But for the season, we have to look at weather patterns and how they've behaved over the years and decades. Looking back at our weather history shows trends that can and should not be ignored.
I'm meteorologist Newschannel. I went back and looked at the snowfall records for Albany going back to 1950, so roughly 70 years of snowfall records, and I put those into 30-year chunks of time. What I found was, in that time period, the average annual snowfall decreased each and every time period up until now. Is that a sign of things to come? Time will tell.
So historically, snowfall is on a downward trend, but that doesn't mean every year will be lower than the one before it. And it also doesn't mean we won't have winters with above normal snowfall. But how about in recent years?
I dug a little deeper into the last couple of years of snowfall records, and what I found was kind of interesting. Even though we had close to the average snowfall amounts, each winter, 2019 and 2020, we had very big snowfall amounts. One, almost half of the snowfall for the entire year, and the other was about 45%.
The past 4 winters, we've had below normal snowfall, and the last 7 have been warmer than normal. So, does that trend continue, or are we due for a cold and snowy winter? The best way to try to figure this out is to look at the bigger picture, global weather patterns.
El Niño and La Niña are climate patterns in the Pacific Ocean that can affect the weather across the globe. This year, La Niña is forecasted to last through winter, making it a major factor for our winter outlook. During a La Niña, the trade winds near the equator are stronger than usual, causing unusually cold ocean temperatures to surface in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of South America. This in turn impacts winter weather across the United States, and in our case, could lead to milder temperatures and above average precipitation in the Northeast.
Let's look back at what happens when La Niña influences our weather pattern in the winter months. Over the last 40 years, we've had 10 La Niña winters. 80% of those have been warmer than normal with below normal snowfall. But not everything is so cut and dry. There are other factors in play.
The polar vortex is a large area of strong winds that keeps cold air surrounding both of the Earth's poles. Many times during winter in the northern hemisphere, the polar vortex will buckle, sending cold air southward with the jet stream. This occurs fairly regularly during wintertime and is often associated with large outbreaks of Arctic air in the United States, or what we call a cold snap. If we get more cold snaps, we can get a below average temperature for winter or an above average temperature if we get less. Typically we get a few over the course of winter, and that is what we are expecting this year.
Cold air intrusions are common even in mild winters. How many of these occur, though, will help determine if we offset the expected mild air from La Niña to balance out our winter temperatures or even turn it colder than normal. The winter season can be a big moneymaker for a variety of businesses. Many industries are not only curious about how much snow we're going to get, but also how cold it's going to get and how quickly.
One might think that the biggest question ski resorts and ski mountains have is how much snow are they going to get this year? And that's actually not the case at all. I was talking to the co-owner here at West Mountain, and he says that he grew up skiing here, and then there was more of a reliance on natural made snow. They just didn't have the technology to make snow like we have today. And these days, it's not about when that first snowfall is going to happen, it's about how early can they start to make their own. All about the temperatures, no longer about the snow itself. The co-owner told me that, quite frankly, they don't care about how much snow they're going to get. They want to know when those temperatures are going to drop so they can make their own stuff.
All right, with all these factors taken into account, here's our best educated guess as to what kind of winter it will be. For the Capital District, in an average winter, we get 58.8 inches of snow. This year, we're forecasting below average snowfall, between 45 and 55 inches. In the hills and mountains, there'll be more, but still lower than we usually see. The one place that could see above normal snow is the Adirondacks, where a favorable storm track could produce more precipitation, but temperatures will still be cold enough for this to fall as snow. As for temperature, it's hard to ignore the effects of La Niña and its history of producing milder winters here. That, along with long-range trends of milder weather across the globe, points to above normal temperatures. The average of all the highs and lows over a normal winter here is 25.3 degrees. This winter, we're calling for an average of between 26 and 28 degrees. Time will tell, and we'll see how our scientific approach pans out. In the meantime, feel free to reach out via email or social media to tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. And if you missed any of our full segments, head to our website, WNYT.com. We've posted them all there for you.